welcome to Old Guys Gentlemen Flex Fountain Pens, episode number 32, I believe. And today's episode will be on the Mabie Todd Swan Green Lizard, which is this pen right here. And I'm not sure how well the light is showing this off, but it really is kind of a gorgeous pen. This is the first review I've done in a while, and there's a reason for that. We had a big vacation last month, and I had to save up money because part of the plan was to buy a bunch of new pens or new old pens on the trip. And so for several months while I was saving money, I wasn't buying pens, and if I wasn't buying pens, I wasn't reviewing pens. And so that's part of the reason. And then the vacation itself was about a month, so that's another month without being able to do reviews. So now I'm back. I have several that I can review, and this is the first one. It's not the first one I bought, but it is from the first seller I bought it from. I had an interesting experience in London where there's a store called Penfriend, and there used to be, I guess, 2 or 3 stores by that name. They pretty much have all closed down. They're owned by Amaya, and I'm not sure about her last name, Saradina. I should know that. I'll put it on the screen. And the retail rental space just went through the roof in London to the point where it just didn't make any good business sense anymore to be working out of stores. So she switched over to sales by appointment. And that's exactly what I did. So she met me at a place that was close to our hotel, and we spent like 2 hours going through a bunch of different pens. Now, when I went there, my intent was to get a brand new Pelican M1000. I ended up getting one, but she knew I liked flex pens, and she knew I liked green pens, and so she showed me a bunch of different pens. And this was one of them, and I had enough money to get this one in addition to the other pen, but it was too early in the vacation to be spending everything in the first week of it. So I set it aside so I can buy other pens later in the trip. As we get to the end of the trip, I still had a little bit of money left. There are not that many pen stores, but I'll tell you about them as I review the other pens. And I got a hold of her and asked her if this was still available, and it was. And luckily for me, my daughter, who was with us at the time in Portugal, we were all flying back home in the United States, and she was going to be going through London and spending a few days there. And so I made another appointment with Amaya to meet my daughter to go ahead and buy this pen. But it writes really well and looks really good. And what it is, it's a Mabie Todd Swan Green Lizard. I think the model number is L312 /88 for the Green Lizard. And if that is the model number, it was made around 1932. It writes from with a light hand, extra fine, to 3 bold plus. I wouldn't want to spend a lot of time up here, but you can kind of see from the writing up here the kind of line variation that is just fine with this pen, in my opinion. It flexes really easily. I would call it a full flex, not quite a wet noodle because it takes a little bit of effort, but not so much that you call it a medium flex, so just about right. The ink I'm using, by the way, I tried to get one that would match the body of this. I think I came pretty close. This is a Diamine Kelly Green. Now, I'd actually made this video before, but instead of having it on video mode, I had it on photo mode, so I have one photo. And that's why you see a lot of this writing here. One thing before I turn the page is the filling mechanism is strange with this. It's kind of a twist filler. I've had twist fillers before where you twist this and the bag actually rings itself open and close. That one always made me a little nervous because I was always afraid I was going to turn it too far and pull the sack off the end. But in this case, this is my attempt at Spencerian when I know everybody's watching this and I'm all self-conscious about it. So I'm going to do the quick brown fox, but with a few caps here and there. think it's also pretty responsive. It's just a really good flex nib on a really stylish looking body. Dimensions, capped it's a little over 6 inches. You know, uncapped it's like 4.5. I meant posted before, not capped. And capped it's a little over 5 inches. So it's a nice pen. I hope you got some value out of this. I'm going to be on the hunt for other colors of this series because they're really pretty pens. So until next time.